Doctor Doom is a character both revered and feared in comic book history. On one hand, he's a villain who has faced defeat countless times, but on the other hand, he remains one of the most terrifying figures in the Marvel Universe, a ruler whose legacy is built entirely on the architecture of fear. Victor Von Doom wasn't born into power. He clawed his way there from the mountains of Latveria, a small fictional Eastern European nation that most world powers would barely notice on a map. His mother was killed when he was young, taken by the demon Mephisto in a bargain gone wrong. His father died shortly after, fleeing from a baron's soldiers through frozen wilderness. These tragedies didn't break Doom. They forged him into something far more dangerous than a simple tyrant. What makes Doom genuinely terrifying isn't his armor. Though that technological marvel can withstand blows from the Hulk, it isn't his mastery of sorcery. Though he's skilled enough to challenge Doctor Strange, it's his intellect. Victor Von Doom possesses arguably the second greatest mind on Earth, surpassed only by Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four, a fact that Doom himself would violently dispute. This intelligence manifests in ways that make him uniquely dangerous. Doom doesn't just plan for one contingency. He plans for hundreds. When the Avengers storm Castle Doom, he's already anticipated their arrival weeks in advance. When cosmic entities threaten reality itself, Doom has schemes within schemes designed to not just survive, but to emerge more powerful. But raw intelligence alone doesn't explain why Doom rules through fear. Plenty of Marvel villains possess genius-level intellect. What separates Doom is his absolute conviction that he is right. This isn't delusion, it's something far more unsettling. Doom genuinely believes that only under his rule can humanity achieve its full potential. He's seen alternate futures where his leadership brought about utopia. In his mind, every atrocity he commits is justified, because the alternative is humanity's destruction. This belief system makes negotiation nearly impossible. You cannot reason with a man who has mathematically calculated that his reign is the optimal outcome for human civilization. You cannot appeal to his mercy when he views opposition as not just wrong, but cosmically irresponsible. Latveria itself stands as testament to Doom's particular brand of terror. The country operates with remarkable efficiency. Crime is virtually non-existent. The economy functions smoothly. Citizens receive education, healthcare, and security that many developed nations struggle to provide. Yet this prosperity exists within an iron grip. Doombots patrol every street. Surveillance is omnipresent. Dissent isn't just punished. It's preemptively eliminated. The citizens of Latveria don't merely obey Doom. Many worship him. This is the insidious nature of his rule. He's created a system where safety and subjugation are indistinguishable. Families have lived for generations never knowing anything but Doom's sovereignty. To them, he isn't a tyrant. He's the natural order of things. Doom's reach extends far beyond Latveria's borders. He's held the power of a god literally. When the Beyonders threatened to destroy the multiverse, it was Doom who killed them and absorbed their power. It's becoming God Emperor Doom. He reshaped reality itself, creating Battleworld from the fragments of destroyed universes. For a time, he was omnipotent, and tellingly, he used that power to create order through absolute control. Even when stripped of godhood, Doom's influence persists. He's been a member of the Illuminati, that secret council of heroes who make decisions affecting all of humanity. He's worn the Iron Man armor. He's wielded Infinity Stones. Each time he loses power, he rebuilds stronger. Each defeat becomes a lesson incorporated into future strategies. The truly frightening aspect of Doom is his patience. Unlike villains driven by rage or madness, Doom operates on timescales that span decades. A slight today might be avenged 20 years later with surgical precision. He maintains grudges the way others maintain gardens, carefully, methodically, watching them grow until they bear fruit. His rivalry with Reed Richards illustrates this perfectly. That conflict has lasted over 60 years of publication history. It's driven by a single moment when Richards spotted an error in Doom's calculations at university. That one, correction, arguably an act of friendship, created an enemy who would threaten the Fantastic Four, their families, and the entire planet repeatedly. Doom's pride transforms minor insults into generational vendettas. Perhaps most disturbing, is what happens when Doom wins. In numerous alternate timelines, his victory leads to scenarios that are genuinely stable. Humanity survives, wars end. The cosmic threats that regularly menaced Earth are neutralized. But the cost is freedom itself, not just political freedom, but the freedom to fail, to struggle, to grow through adversity. Doom offers a velvet prison, and the velvet makes the prison no less confining. Heroes fear fighting Doom not because they might lose, but because they might discover he's right. That seed of doubt, the question of whether absolute order might be preferable to chaotic freedom, is Doom's greatest weapon. He doesn't need to conquer through force alone when he can conquer through the terrifying logic of his worldview. This is Dr. Doom's legacy, not just the battles won or the nations conquered, but the fundamental challenge he poses to the very concept of heroism. He forces the question of whether freedom is worth its cost, whether humanity deserves to choose its own destruction. And he waits, patient and eternal, behind his iron mask, certain that eventually the world will kneel.